Hello. Cattail in my face. Hello, everyone. This is Laura from Laura's Yarn Talk. This is my cat, Venus. This is my first live, and she doesn't understand why Mom is sitting in this room by herself with a camera, computer. So she's going to be in and out, I'm sure. If you're watching this on replay, or if you're with me live, I want you to know I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you being in my life, and I thank you for being a part of my life. Okay, baby girl. Come here. All right, if anyone's there, please send me a chat so I know that you're there. Oh, sorry about that. More cattail. Okay. Well, my name's Laura Sterling. That's where the S comes from on Laura's Yarn Talk. I didn't want to put an apostrophe in there, but I wanted the S from my last name to be a part of the name of my channel, but yet not my full name. So I've got my cat in my lap. Not anymore. Sorry. Didn't like me petting her and talking at the same time. I don't know. Just got attacked. So let's see. I had a live with Connie yesterday, and my microphone wasn't working. Couldn't find my external mics anywhere in the house. Found two of them afterwards, but not when I needed them. And ended up having to use my cell phone, which worked out just fine, except my arms got tired. So my husband went ahead and bought me a vlogging kit with a microphone. And then in the process of setting everything up, we found a tab that I somehow had missed, that my computer or some program I had been on did a hard mute. So hitting the button up here on the computer or at the bottom edge of the computer monitor would not unmute. There we go. And so we ended up having to find this tab that I somehow missed yesterday when trying to get things working, and found that that's what the problem was. So I now have the microphone on the computer that works, the microphone he bought me that works, the little teeny external mic that I had found after the live was over, and it works. And here she comes again. Hi, Venus. So this is about yarn, crocheting, knitting, as I talked about in my intro video. And I guess I need to get started. See, most of you saw my video that I did with this on the scarf I did for my husband on the Centro on my knitting machine. Still have to finish the ends, but that's it. Otherwise, it's done. I finished the bottom. I crocheted up the tube at the bottom, at the end, on each side, and all I have left is the strings to sew in. And simple, easy, just haven't seemed to quite get it done yet. But that one's done. I made another one, which I also showed on Connie's live yesterday. And this was on the knitting machine. And this is a beautiful blue tweed. Get a little closer, maybe you can see the definition in there. Yeah. It does have some wool in it. It's Loops and Threads from Michaels. I am making a moss blanket. I didn't get to do one last summer when everybody else was doing one. So I was picking out my colors and my variegated. And here we go. See, something like that. No, wrong direction. There we go. It's getting pretty big. It's a lap blanket right now, and my cat, Venus, loves it. She even plays with the strings. Not that I want her to, mind you. I have plenty of other whips. We'll get into that. Is there anybody out there? Please put a comment in so that I know you're there, because I don't know how to make this thing show me. I'm sure there's a way. I just haven't learned it yet. Sorry, on my phone, trying to check and see if there's anybody here with me. Okay. Seems I'm the only one watching myself right now. That's okay. Now, if this time slot doesn't work for any of us, except me, then, I'll find another one, and that's all right. So let's see. What else can I show you that's easily accessible? Okay, I've been working on a poncho that's from Crystal at Bag a Day. One of my favorite, I have several people that I absolutely just love to listen to and even chat with if I get the chance. So this is the one she did in the bright pink on her channel, and I'm doing mine in the purple ombre, red heart. It's kind of a little wrinkly because it was just sort of shoved in my bag. I don't do that very often. Usually I fold them neatly. So got a little ways to go, but this I started in December, and this is just sort of the when I have nothing else that I'm working on to get finished right away. This is what I work on right now. I also figure spring is a little ways off, so I don't need it to be finished today or tomorrow. So it gives me a little time to work on it. So that's my shawl from Crystal at Bag a Day. I did not show that one yesterday on Connie's live. I did show this one yesterday. I found this yarn, and I know it's fairly old. It's got to be from the 90s. It's wool. It's a size 5. Get it a little closer. Yeah, I really can't see the colors very well, but it does. It's pink and purple. There's like 2 shades of each color, and it's got the fur on it. I'm sure you can see some of it here. So I'm getting this scarf done for myself. I'm working on my daughter's king size blanket, which I also showed yesterday on Connie's live. But I can actually show it a little better with the computer than I could with just my cell phone yesterday. So this thing is going, like I said, going to be a king size blanket. I did 71 inches of knit, solid and variegated. It is a very heavy blanket. My cat loves to sleep in it. Don't you, Venus? All right. So I did 71 inches of the knit. I did 8 inches of crochet, the moss stitch, because that's my favorite one right now. I'm just having such a good time with it. So I did 8 inches from the top of the knitting up to the white. The white was the last one of that 8 inches. And now I'm doing another 8 inches, only this is going all the way around as my edging. So I started out with multiple colors, and then I moved into the colors because my daughter's favorite colors are blue and green. So I moved in more into the color scheme of what her whole plan was. Well, I should say my whole plan, not her whole plan, since I'm the one that had to decide how I was going to finish this, because I just have the hardest time knitting right now. My hands just cannot handle it. I don't understand why. I'm still hoping to knit some, at least smaller projects, just no big stuff. I think the weight of the blanket was probably the biggest issue for me, because this was 300 cast on stitches, knit stitches across. And then when I changed over right here, when I changed over from the knit to the crochet, I had to finish, do the bind off row. And then I picked up every single stitch across with a single crochet. That was my first row, because I needed to make sure that I had every stitch accounted for, even though I had bound off so that the knitting would not come unraveled. And so then I jumped up to, that was like a 4.5 millimeter that I used to pick up the stitches, because the stitches were, even though I had done them on a size 8 knitting needle, circular knitting needle, that they were still small. And of course, binding off me, it can be awfully tight too. So then I jumped up to a size 5. I did size 5 through the whole 8 inches. Now that I'm going around, notice that my stitches were getting tight somehow. That it was starting to hold, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but hold it all in tighter than I meant it to. So I went up to a 5. Oh, excuse me, I'd already gone up to a 5. I went up to a 5.5. So 5.5 millimeter. And I have to say, I really didn't think that I would love these crochet hooks. So give me a second while I find them. I should have had them ready. You're right. There it is. Got it. I have 3 Notions bags. One has my main crochet hooks, pencil, pen, scissors, measuring tape. Can you see them? Stitch markers, needles. Anyway, I have another one that has smaller crochet hooks in it for the smaller work. This is mostly my big ones. And then I have another one that's for my knitting. Mostly planned to knit like socks, little things. My daughter does hats, so I'm not going to do hats. I've got the Centro to do hats on anyway, so I'm not going to do hats. I might crochet hats, though. I do enjoy that. Did a couple for Christmas. Well, one I got finished and the other one's just sitting there because, I don't know. I didn't really care for the way it was working. Excuse me. But last summer, I picked up 3 crochet hooks from Dollar Tree, and I have not seen them in my Dollar Trees in my town since. I got a 4.5 green, a 5.0 blue, and a 5.5 purple. I love the way these sit in my hand. As you can tell, I'm a knife. Okay. I hold my crochet hook like I'm cutting my food with a knife. Okay. It's perfect for my thumb. I have more than enough room to do, well, the stitches I've done so far anyway. I have more than enough room for. It hits my hand just right because of the way I hold it. It's not moving. I hold my pinky around it so it doesn't move. It just sits in there. And then, my wrist and my hand does all the work. I want to get some soft handles. The silicone or the spongy or whatever. I've only got one, and I have some problems with it. It's a bigger hook, and it has too small a space for the double crochets even. It can barely fit the stitches, the loops on for the stitches for a double crochet. So I have a little bit of a problem with that one, but I'm using it anyway because it's soft and I don't have to hold the metal in my hand, because that just cold metal in my hand just makes my hands hurt even more. And I use bamboo needles. So don't understand why I'm having a problem knitting, because I don't use metal or even plastic knitting needles. I use bamboo. I've only been knitting for 10 years, but this last year it's been really, really hard on my hands and my arms. And anyways. So if you have the chance to get these and you're still using just the aluminum metal and your knife holder like I am, you might actually like these. For somebody who holds it more as a pencil, I don't know, it might not work so well for you. You might hold it down too low too, like I just did. Yeah, that just hurts my hand. I can't even hold my crochet hook like that. That just hurts my hand. So if anybody's out there watching, please. If anybody's out there watching. Sorry, forgot to turn off the volume. And I can see that I am the only one watching. Okay, I just keep looking, just keep checking. And yeah, I'm sorry that this time didn't work out for some of my followers and the people that I did invite to come and watch and possibly be on my panel today. And that's okay. I will keep looking for a time that works for all of us. I was only going to do a half an hour today anyway. But as I was saying, if you have the chance to pick these up from Dollar Tree, I recommend it. And I've given you my reasons and how it works for me. Okay. So I found out on Dollar Tree's website that I would have to buy a box of 30. That's 10 of each. I don't remember how much it cost, how much the price was, that is. But I'm like, well, there's some reasons I would do that maybe. We'll see. Yeah. But I do enjoy mine. I use them almost exclusively right now, unless I have to use something bigger or smaller. And I can, especially with the purple one, I can just whip right through, especially on the moss stitch that I'm doing on those two that I showed you, the king size blanket and the moss stitch blanket. With this guy, I just whip right along, and it's like no time I'm changing colors. In no time, except for on the king blanket. It still takes time to get all the way around the king size blanket. And I have to do a whole 8 inches. I've got about 2 inches to maybe 2.5 inches done around that outside edge. So I am getting there, and I will get it done before my daughter comes back in May and walks for her PhD in psychology. Mind you, she just got the job of her dreams, I guess. That's the way she puts it. Sorry, didn't mean to show you my mouth. We just moved her out of town, out of state in December, so she could start working her new job in January. And then my husband had also gotten a new job, and they both had the same start date. Wow. That was pretty much a God moment. And so yeah, that's my life has been an adventure. My life has always been an adventure. It's one of the things I have loved so much about my husband through the years. He could always make anything fun. Sorry. He's still with me, but we've gone through a lot the last 5 years, starting with his cancer. And, well, we're still going through it because I was diagnosed diabetic last fall. As in fall of 2020. I didn't clarify that yesterday on Connie's Live. And so my issues, permanent, ongoing. Well, we had the surgery done, and he's doing great. In fact, this month is 5 years for him, and he's got to go to the doctor in March after we get the insurance from his new job. And so that should all be good there. Sorry, didn't mean to get off subject here. We're supposed to be talking about yarn. But I figure putting myself out there, giving you a little of my history, my story, that's how we connect. That's how we get feelings and grow feelings for somebody. I totally enjoy watching Crystal, listening to her. She gets so excited. And if you've watched some of my unboxings, you know I get just as excited, or almost anyway, about yarn as Crystal does. I love color. I love yarn. I love textures. I love the different sizes, the different feels, the different looks, the different colors. Purple is my favorite color. I think it's been purple since I can remember. I don't remember before the age of 3. But I do have a few memories from that being when I was 3. One of them is purple. And the other is my best friend of 53 years. So now you know how old I am. Okay. This has been interesting. I, again, want to say I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you being in my life. I appreciate being in your lives. And since I'm the only one watching this, I will probably do another one next week at the same time, 2:30 Central Standard, United States. And then after that, I don't know. I'm taking it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and 1 subscriber at a time. And I still have 6 minutes left, but since I'm the only one here, I'm going to say thank you. Be safe. I appreciate all of you, whether you're watching on replay or live. And have a great day. Have a great week. See you next time. Bye-bye.